Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ender Academy. Today, we are going on a vacation. I feel like I've earned a little bit of a vacation. I've been building a whole, oh gosh, no, I haven't been building a whole bunch of stuff. Everything is still in shambles, but the point is, I've been making a lot of stuff in my alchemy lab, and it started to drive me a little crazy. And I love being driven crazy and all, but you know, too much being driven crazy can just start to cause some problems. Can't it, little golem dude? I need to give you all name tags. So what we're going to do is we are going to go on a vacation to the northern woodlands, and we are not only going to do some research while we're up there, but we are going to, well, do something I've been giving a lot of thought. We are going to hatch a dragon egg. This dragon egg I found in a dungeon a long time ago, and then I found another dragon egg, which I'm keeping hold of that one for later, in another dungeon. And I've been debating whether or not I should hatch these things because, you know, I've had history with the Ender Dragon and all, but I'm pretty sure, based off of my reading, that these dragon eggs are not the actual Ender Dragon. These dragon eggs are an entirely just benign species of dragon, I think. So we should be able to hatch one, raise it, and train it. And I figure since I'm going to be doing a whole lot of research anyway, why not just, you know, spend that time doing two things at once? Multitasking, it's fantastic. So we're going to head over to the northern woodlands and set up a sort of campsite area. Hopefully Ryla won't, like, you know, storm out of her mountain, because that's where we're going to be, is just to the east, I know my directions, of Ryla's mountain death fortress. She built some kind of blood cathedral in there, so hopefully we will not be encroaching upon any territories. But I think it's going to be fine. Don't you, horse?
Can we please get down? I'm afraid of heights.
Horse, I never knew you were afraid of heights. Why didn't you ever tell me that before?
I thought you knew, Connor chap. What do you think I am, some sort of Pegasus?
No, horse. I think you're some kind of demon centipede luggage container, but that's not really the point. Okay, I'll remember that you're afraid of heights. Oh boy, that's really rich actually. Here are the woodlands. Is that another eerie biome? Luckily, those ethereal blooms that I made can actually cure eerie biomes, so I actually went all around Spawn and cured all that mess, which is nice, but I have many more eerie biomes and tainted lands to go, so that'll be a continuing side project. Is that Ryla's mountain? Are we at the right mountain? Yes, so we go east now because we don't want to encroach upon that whole mess. She said something ominous about finishing that blood cathedral soon, so I'm a little bit worried. You know, you gotta keep track of your server's blood mages, otherwise you'll wake up one morning on an altar, knife sticking out of your stomach, blood leaking everywhere, and they'll be laughing maniacally. I don't know about you, but I really don't like it when anyone other than me laughs maniacally. I think I should be the only one on the server who is allowed to laugh maniacally. Okay, we do not want to raise our dragon next to poop. We do not want to raise our dragon next to poison, and we do not want to raise our dragon next to even more poison. So we're gonna get away from that, go up this hill a little bit. And where would be a good place to set up our vacation research retreat? Chicken, why do you click when you walk? That's always bothered me. Let's do it down here. Let's get this started. Is that too close to the poison? I'll set up my research here, so let me check. In my wonderful backpack, we've got tables, chair, more tables, a picnic basket, and we've got planks, and we've got tea stuff. What else do we have? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot my books. How can I research without books? All right, let's cognitio this spot so that I remember it, and then we can Dissidia back home, and now we can collect all of our books, because obviously we aren't going to be able to research frickin' anything without books. Gosh, I don't feel particularly on top of that for some reason. Here we are, bookshelf and bookshelf. We can just put these dollies in our backpack so that they don't slow us down, and either back to our campsite. That is beautiful. Let's set this up real quick. Classy tables. Oh, these look so classy. We've got tea, and we've got more tea. That is so fracking classy. I don't even know what to do about that. And we've got some tables here. Where are my scribing tools? I've got a bunch of scribing tools, I hope. Paper, ink, scribbling toodles. I can speak. There we go. Now we can do all our research here. This is going to be great. And obviously, those bookshelves. We've got a lot of books to go through, but you know, that's not nearly as interesting as raising a fracking dragon. So I think I'm just going to get right on top of the dragon thing right now. Although really, this place also needs a floor. I'm a wizard. A floor should be no problem whatsoever. Oh, look at that. I feel accomplished sometimes. And a stool, because I don't like chairs with backs. Boop. So, dragon rearing. It takes a long time from what I understand. The sun is going down, that is no matter. But as for the species of dragon, that is actually why I decided to come out here to the forest, because these dragon eggs, when you set them hatching, they absorb some of the natural energy from around them. They default to ender dragons. Well, you know, like they look like ender dragons, that is, but depending on the environment that you put them in, they can actually absorb entirely different qualities, not quantities, qualities. So if I went up to the top of that mountain, I could get an ice dragon. If I went to the nether, I could get a fire dragon. But here, I believe, as the sun goes down on day or night one, I guess, of dragon rearing, should we actually start this in the morning? I'm going to start this in the morning. Decidia. Eiter. There we go. It is now morning. Day one of our dragon rearing experiment, and we are going to hatch it. Yes, it has absorbed the aura of this forest's biome, and it is now green. That will get us a forest dragon, which I think will be super awesome. Green is one of my favorite colors, actually. I know Enderman, all that, you'd think purple or black or... yeah, pretty much purple or black would be my favorite color, but no, I really like green and blue. Maybe a bit of yellow, but mostly green and blue. So now this is hatching. How long will it take to hatch? Well, I guess we'll see. We'll just need to count the days, won't we? That's why I brought this whole picnic setup and research, because this is going to take a really gosh darn long time. So in the meantime, I guess it's time to start reading through our books and seeing if there's anything interesting at all in here that may pertain to Vigil. It looks like most of these are just my spell books. Protovincilum? What the heck was that? Probably something that I needed to unlock something else. I don't know. Crimson Rites, a book filled with strange symbols. Now I know... frick, this looks creepy. I know that Thaumcraft is not going to be able to solve the Vigil dilemma, but I'm still interested in reading this, so... yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh boy, permanent warp. I love permanent warp. Thaumanomnomnomicon. Ooh, and it just adds it right to the front page, because this, yes, it tells me about the Crimson Cult. Those are those freaking Crimson cultists that I've seen around at some of the Sinister nodes. A whole group of them is doing something to one of the nodes right near where I live, and I'd like to learn more about them. So apparently much of the book, shut up sheep, apparently much of the book is written in a spidery and unintelligible script, but what you do understand, what I do understand, why do I write this in the third person? I have no idea. What I do understand offers some strange insights into the goals of the Crimson Cults. Their origins are shrouded in mystery, but it seems their goal is the perfection of a ritual they refer to as apertus oculis, opening the eye. What it does is unclear, but you doubt it is anything good. Interestingly enough, you think thaumaturgy might offer the missing pieces they have so long sought. Obviously, only a madman would pursue this line of study. But I think we have established that I am no madman. I'm a mad enderman, and a classy one at that. So maybe that would be another reason to continue researching more and more warpy Thaumcraft stuff, is try to figure out what this apertus oculis thing is. I would be curious about that, because I also don't really, like those Crimson Cultists. They've started several forest fires on the server, and, I would like to maybe smack their booties and teach them their place. Not like in a sports coach smack their booties kind of way, I mean, like, freaking kill them with arcane power like that. Hope I didn't kill a sheep there. I'm sure nothing was over there. Well, That's some research out of the way. What time are we at? Approaching midday of day 1, and my egg is still here. It's going to take a really long time for that to hatch. Well, time to read a whole lot of books. Horse, what you doing in my seat? Get out of my seat. You can't take my seat. That's my seat.
Nee, I'm in the ground now, Connor chap. I'm a mole. A government mole.
Shut up, horse. Gosh.
Sheep, are you causing the warp?
No, I don't think you're a symptom of the disease. You're just part of the problem. Get off my desk. Now, sorry about that, sheep. That was unnecessarily cruel, but you are jumping on my paperwork. I think I've found a way of making enchanted tools stand up a little bit better in comparison to those insanely awesome Tinker's Construct tools. And that is this enchantment. I'm going to research this real quick. It could cause even more damage to be output by tools. That sounds kind of fantastic to me, because, you know, I mean, as you know, Lysande Rachniv is all well and good, but I will occasionally need to use magical weaponry, you know, to combat things like, I don't know, arcane guardians, stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just want to research this. Maybe I'm just curious. Leave me alone. I did it. There we go. This is the Ira enchantment. Wrath. More warp. And I believe I would just be able to do this with the Osmotic Enchanter, but it adds additional damage in addition to the Sharpness enchantment, and it is now nighttime. Well, night 1 of rearing our dragon egg. It is a new moon, and yet it is totally bright and visible out here. Oh. And here comes our first contender. Hup! Oh, I forgot. I'm not wearing my Thaumium Fortress armor, so I don't have my Pounce enchantment. I have this ridiculous slow fall ability from my normal mage boots. Well, I don't think anything's going to be getting close to my dragon egg tonight, but I will be on the lookout all the same, because I can't very well sit at my open, exposed desk all night waiting for monsters to come and kill me now, can I? Phew. Just like that. Just so. Well, I guess we're waiting until dawn. If it isn't the zombie shovel knight. And just so you know, sleeping through the night will not at all affect the speed at which this dragon egg matures. It will go its own pace regardless of how many nights you skip, so you might as well just go through the nights and not bother. This way I will be able to measure the exact amount of days that it takes for the dragon egg to hatch. I'm excited. And nervous, but also excited. What was that? Was that a noise? That's a noise! Oh my gosh! Is it hatching? Is it already happening? Thought it would take longer than, you know, half a day or so, but oh my gosh! This could hatch at any moment. Of course, this could be a total false alarm, and it could just, you know, continue doing this for the next 2 weeks. I have no idea. It's a dragon egg. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, set it on fire? I don't think that works for this. This is a forest dragon. I think that would be very bad. Oh man. I'd better guard it so that the zombies don't eat dragon brains. I bet dragon brains are like a delicacy in the undead kingdoms. Do undead have kingdoms? Of course they have kingdoms. I've laid siege to their kingdoms. What am I talking about? This is a crazy experience. I've never actually raised an animal, much less, you know, a dragon. I don't know how intelligent dragons even are, because the only one I've ever met is, you know, the projection of a pan-dimensional elder god that destroyed my species. But I'm sure this dragon will be much nicer, won't you, little dragon? Yes, you will. You aren't a pan-dimensional horror, are you? No, you aren't. You're gonna be an adorable little green dragon. Yes, you are. I need to stop pushing around the egg. Stay under the tree so you know where your magic comes from. You're gonna be magic, right? No dragon of mine ain't gonna be magic. You are gonna be so magic, and it's gonna be wonderful. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you aren't magic. It's not even born yet. Why am I talking to it? Maybe I should be playing Mozart at the egg. Is that how this works? Baby zombie, You are not part of this process. You have the plague and super speed and what? Well, just another day here on the Artifice server. Is this gonna hatch as the sun rises? Because that would be the exact day-long mark, the 20-minute Minecraft day. And maybe that's the hatching period. Maybe it's 2 days. Maybe it's 3.7184, 3.14159653589793238462643383279502, or whatever. You know, take your pick. But I don't... Well, when I skip the night, I tend to sleep past sunrise, so it could honestly hatch at any moment. I don't know. This is just such a waiting game, ladies and gentlemen. It's all guesswork and speculation. I probably could have looked up the exact times ahead of time, but that takes out the suspense. Everyone loves suspense, right? Especially bridges. I want to stay near it. Putting away my katana. Hello, dragon. I'm your daddy. Isn't adoption awesome? All you people who don't think adoption is awesome, well, you clearly don't have dragons as your kids. Woohoo! I'm the first person on the server with a dragon! Hello, dragon! I'm your daddy! Okay, I need to calm down. I need to make a good first impression, and I don't think it cares. I don't think it cares at all. Wow. Dragon don't care. Are you a honey dragon? No, you're a forest dragon. Oh my gosh. Your first words. He said, "Brrr." That's so cool. He's going to be, or wait, is it a he or she? I don't know how dragon genders work. Technically I can pick whatever gender I want for you because this is Minecraft. So I'm going to say you're a she. She is going to be such a linguistic little badass. It's going to be incredible. Oh yeah, by the way, I can teleport. I didn't leave you. Do you have object permanence yet? Did you think that I literally just stopped existing? Because I technically didn't. That's not how teleportation works. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I am going to teach you about this wonderful world. So, now I have a baby dragon. The thing is, it is not going to listen to a thing that I say because it is impossible to train baby dragons. If you've ever seen How to Train Your Dragon 2, you would know this. I need to wait until it's grown up in order to actually train it. So now, it's just up to us to guard it against anything that might do it harm and to make sure that it doesn't wander over into the lakes of poo that are for some reason all over the place. And just watch as this dragon matures into a glorious, magnificent, emerald-scaled beast. Man, you really do have emerald scales, don't you? That is amazing. Well, I'm going to leave it to its natural habitat for now. I'm going to leave her to her natural habitat for now, and go back to my study over here, give her some privacy to figure out the world and maybe get that object permanence going. And in the meantime, I don't know. Maybe we should start reading more frickin' stuff. Are there any other Thaumonomicon researches that I want? Yes, I want a Witchwood Wand core. This will be a good crossover between Ars Magica and Thaumcraft. Oh, this is a big research. Excellent. I actually really like doing research. I never get tired of it. So here we go. Yeah, I can be kind of simple-minded in how I connect to the aspects, but, you know, what of it? Oh, Vintium caps. Vintium caps are great. The Witchwood Wand core converts my Ars Magica mana into Vis, but then Vintium caps, I know. Isn't that right, Dragon? It's freaking awesome. Vintium caps are so much cheaper to make than the Thaumium caps, but they are just as good. Did you already grow a little bit? Do I need to feed you? No, I think this dragon is just absorbing energy from her environment. That is really freaking cool. Back to my actual research, what I actually came out here to think about. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get Vigil back if it's the last thing I do, and I can assure you that it's not going to be the last thing I do because I have a whole bunch of more plans for after that. And Thaumcraft is not going to help. Ars Magica is not going to help. Blood magic, don't even get me started on blood magic, never going to touch the stuff. There is, however, one other field of mysticism that I have yet to look into, and that is witchery. Witchery is the study of the magic of nature, tapping raw, natural energy in a very similar way to that dragon over there in order to work wonders. And I think that witchery may very well have the answers that I am seeking. I have all these witchery books with all this information about collecting fumes and creating plants and distilling things and all that. But what I think will really hold the answers is this book of circle magic. Man, am I really going to do this? Am I going to get into a whole other field of magic? Yes. Yes, I am. We can diversify if it means that we can possibly get Vigil back in some way or another. Now, if we look in this book of circle magic, we will see that using this crazy, I guess, witch's chalk and creating these little glyphs and circles and charging it with an altar that draws power from nature. So this whole thing, I believe we will be able to work all kinds of magic. And one of these rites of binding, if I can find it, bind a tamed owl, toad, or cat as a familiar. And Vigil was my familiar, just a different kind of familiar, not at all this kind. The thing about how this works, though, is because a lot of witchery actually is kind of more like demonology. And this familiar binding thing, not only are you binding it to an owl, toad, or cat, which you notice none of those things are tiny floating endermen, they are all animals, but what you're actually doing is binding the soul of a random demon. Yes. What you're actually doing is binding the soul of a random demon to this poor innocent animal, overriding its soul, and that's what gives it its power. It's a demon. So I know what you're thinking. How the heck could you ever bring back Vigil by summoning a demon? Well, I can't. But I can bring back Vigil by summoning Vigil, because what happens if you name the animal Horse? Get off of my chair.
I want to Thaumcraft too, Connor chap.
Well, you can't.
Why is that, Connor chap?
Because you're a horse, and horses are too majestic to do Thaumcraft.
Nay, you flatter me so.
Yes, I do. Now, give me your name tag, because this humble name tag, made of, I don't even know what that is, but made of slime string and paper, this is what's going to give us the power to gain Vigil back. Because if we assign a name to the animal ahead of time, it will bind a demon or spirit of that name. And the or spirit part is a very, very important part of this whole process. Oh yeah, you know, dragon meet horse, horse meet dragon.
Nay, glad to meet you, dragon. I see that he has also named you after your species. What an uncreative cad.
Well, no, horse. It's actually because she hasn't grown up yet, and I have yet to decide on a name. But that's what this name tag is for. Once you're grown up, we will give you a proper, classy dragon name. But yeah, by naming the owl, toad, or cat with this name tag beforehand, naming it Vigil, and then using the binding, I believe, because Vigil is technically a spirit, or rather a shard of my soul that's off adrift in some version of the multidimensional Ender dimension, I believe that we will be able to bind the one and only Vigil to an animal. Just a little animal. He probably won't be happy about that, but it's better than being nothing, right? And at least we'll have him back. He won't give us the power of teleportation. That doesn't matter. We've solved that ourselves. It's mostly about getting Vigil back. Nay, it's entirely about getting Vigil back. And that looks dumb. That is what we are going to do. But that means we need to get into witchery, which I have never done before. I'm not a witch. I'm especially not a man witch. I'm a thaumaturge. I use vis. I use mana. I use raw energy. Not natural energy, but you know, like I said, we're going to need to diversify if we want to be able to do this. And I think we will be able to accomplish that next episode, next several episodes. I'm not going to get really into witchery. I'm not going to tutorialize witchery. I'm just going to do enough of it to get Vigil back. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. But yeah, I think that is what's going to happen. Totally. It's going to work, right? I haven't encountered any research that says it won't work, that I won't be able to get the real one and only Vigil back by using a simple name tag. So there you go. Name tags are already proven to have really powerful properties by keeping mobs from ever despawning and that sort of thing. So I'm sure it'll be fine. But now it is once again nighttime, and we get to whip out Potentia like there's no tomorrow. Hello, everyone. Stay away from my dragon. Oh, what's that? Who wants to shoot arrows at me? I see an arrow in the ground. Based off of the angle, it came from over there. Where are you, arrow shooter? I'ma get you. Creepy creepers at 0 o'clock. Let us descend. It's almost unfair when I do this slow fall thing, but you know, I kind of don't. Oh, wah! Ah! Ah! No! Well, I handled that in a very manly way. Just like I handled my dragon hatching in a very manly way. I am very manly. Hurrah! Totally. Here we are at the peak. Anything interesting? Some eerie lands. More monsters, because the monsters are everywhere, always and forever. But that's okay, because we have the tools that we need to utterly destroy them. See that flaming skeleton? Death from above. I missed. Wow. Man, this Tutamen spell is amazing. I'm gonna cast it again, even though I don't need to because it lasts for over 5 minutes. I love magic. Now, this guy will try to eat my sword away from me if he hits me, so the key is for him to not hit me, ever. Like that. Oh, no, he didn't take my sword. Huh. That was a tactical error on your part. He just tried to take my name tag, but no thank you. I'm keeping that so I can name my dragon. Speaking of which, it is now day 3. Thank you, title, for restating what I just freaking said. Let's go kill this creeper and then check up on our dragon again to see how the good old girl has been growing. There you are. Wow. Look at how big you've gotten. You're as tall as me now. That is utterly crazy. Wow. You're nowhere near full grown. I mean, kind of near full grown, but still, wow. What a majestic lass, as it were. Good girl. Good girl. Oh man. I really hope that she isn't sentient, because she'd probably think I'm a total idiot by the way I'm talking to her. Dragons are not dogs, Connor chap. Get over it. Let's do some more research. I'm sure I have a bunch more Thaumcraft research I can do now that I have explained how I'm going to get Vigil back. Ooh, something has opened up that I didn't have before in my alchemy section, and it leads to things that I haven't discovered yet, which has annoyed me. So what is this? Purifying bath salts. Stress relief for the mind. Let's see what these do. I have no clue. Dragon's excited. Dragon's looking out. Is she just trying to spread her wings? Oh my gosh, let's not get distracted by Thaumcraft again. I think she is thinking about flying. She's trying to get to a higher altitude. She's kind of fluttering those amazing wings. Ooh, this is a sign of great things to come. Great things indeed. And with Ignis we complete. Oh, hello! You wanted to come see me at my research place. Well, I just researched these purifying bath salts. That's what I do, dragon. It's just what I do. Now, what do these do? They open up a spa and sanitizing soap. So, warp is a danger for even the most careful of thaumaturges. I haven't seen it to be dangerous yet. For those who have done a bit too much dabbling in warp effects, it is probably more than just an annoyance. I haven't done too much. Is there such a thing? Purifying bath salts help with that. So basically it's a way of reducing warp, if I want. And this is a way of distributing the bath salts into water. And I'm assuming this sanitizing soap will do something similar. So I might as well research it, because why the heck not? But you know, I don't think I'll really need it, because this warp, I'm loving the way it's reshaping my perception of reality, because ever since I lost Vigil, I haven't felt quite like myself, and while the warp doesn't make me feel more like myself, it makes me feel more like some self. I'm interested to learn more about where it comes from. More warp, but that'll let me find sinister nodes. Wonderful. Man, so much to do, so much to think about. How are you growing? We're halfway through day 3, or day 2 of your actual existence. Dragons are tamed with fish. And then I can maybe give her simple commands with a bone. She is tamed. Thank you very much for holding onto that horse.
No problem, Connor chap, but could you put me on the ground to view the proceedings? I love watching you fail.
Yep, up close and personal, horse. Can you...
This dragon doesn't seem to follow your commands.
No shizzle, homie Rizzle. Did I really just say that? I really hope this dragon can't talk, because I do not want to hear her. I do not want her to hear, that is. How freaking stupid I am.
Me neither, Connor chap.
Thank you, horse. Well, it looks like we are continuing to wait, maybe another day, to possibly tame this miraculous dragon. You know, the more I read about this Crimson Cult and think about what they're doing, with my dragon in the background over there, the more I realize that I do not want them to succeed at Apertus Oculus. That is, I don't want them to succeed at it before I figure out what it is and whether or not I want to do it. Because, you know, they're kind of jerks, and they clearly don't understand Thumbcraft. They start forest fires, and they are also right next to my house. And they've been working away at that sinister node for quite a long time. So I think I might leave my dragon for a little bit. She seems, you know, self-sufficient in this grasslands. She's gone away from the poop. It's great. So I think I'm going to leave her to her business for a little bit and Dissidia my way back home, and in the most neighborly way possible, you know, I'm just gonna wipe that sect of the Crimson Cult off the face of the planet.
Dissidia.
You know, as neighbors do. Let's get to it as the sun sets and the chunks load. How do we want to do this? Probably, who am I kidding? Alienus would be the best way to take out a giant group of mad cultists, I'm thinking. Where were they? They were just over here, right? I believe so. Ah, yes, there they are. I discovered them in episode 3, and they are they still working? Yeah, looks like they're still working. Let's head on over here. Hello, Crimson Cultists. Are you friendly neighbors? No. No, you are not. That's the answer that I was hoping for. Because now, if I can get you off that cactus, ow, and pick up your boots, I can annihilate all of them.
Tutamen! Alienus!
And there they all go. Potentia! Oh yeah, I forgot, these zombies get bigger the more you try to kill them. Ah. Down, boy. Down. Let's pick up that hood. Interesting clothing. No, you don't, zombie. Who told you you could exist? I certainly didn't. Now, I'm going to leave this sinister node intact so that I can study it. Where is my thermometer? There you are, because I've learned my lesson about studying these things at night, and by that I mean I haven't, and I've studied them at night. Nice banners. I should make myself a banner. You know, I think I deserve a banner. I've earned a banner, as it were. Well, anyway, enough about the Incredible Hulk. We have cleared out all these things, and we can go back to our dragon. Hey, how's it going? It is now the night of day 3. Can we tame you now? Are you fully grown? No. She's still in her teenage years. She ain't gonna listen to anything her old man has to say. Yep. That's just the way it goes. Let's have some classy tea. Hello, witch. Well, here's a witch. I guess this is the kind of thing that we're going to be doing. An undying witch, even. What have you got, witch? I want to know what witchery is capable of. Spider, leave me alone. We're doing an experiment. Well, you threw a harming potion at me and it hurt you. And you say you're undying, but it seems like I can kill you. I am not impressed with that particular instance of the witchery art, but, you know, not all of them can be class act witches, or man witches, as the gender goes. I'm really going to be a man witch, aren't I? Man. Will you still respect me when I'm a man witch? What's that? It's called Warlock. Great. And now I sound like an idiot. Thank you so much, Dragon. Who am I kidding? Dragons can't talk. Silly Connor. Ow. Well, here we are. On day 4 of this dragon's growth pattern, and day 3 of its adulthood. And here, at the start of day 3, I believe, maybe, hopefully, once the sun finishes coming up, this dragon might just be willing to eat some fish. Hopefully. You like fish? You like sushi? I'm not gonna cook it. You know, that's just a little bit out of dragon style, as it were. Where would I be if I were a fish? You want the fish, right? You want to fly is what you want to do. Well, I'll tell you, you can't fly until you start eating some fish. Horse, can you encourage this dragon to eat some fish?
Nee, don't eat the fish, dragon. It's a trap. It's poisoned. Don't eat the...
He's a prankster. Drained. Why am I drained? Flux flu. Oh, this stuff. I see. It makes my magic more expensive. That's unfortunate, but I still think it's worth it for the research that I've gotten. I still don't think I need those prissy bath salts for anything. We will be just fine. The occasional flux fluid doesn't even last that long. I could even just develop a spell in Ars Magica that dispels any active effects that I have. That would actually be really useful to do, because then I could just, you know, cure poison, cure wither, cure flux flu. I'm pretty sure that would work. I'll need to test it out. More magical science to do. It never gets old. What time are we at? More fish feeding! Here comes the airplane, except it's a fish! That doesn't work on teenagers or young adults. Gosh darn it, I forgot. Hang on a sec. What am I even doing worrying at all about warp effects, Dissidia? I have my Thaumium Fortress armor that has the grinning devil faceplate on it. That reduces the severity of warp events. So really, there's no reason at all for me to be worried. Okay, let's put all this stuff away. Grab that amazing mask that I made, and I can't believe that I could have ever forgotten it. Boop. And we really ought to wear all the rest of the armor too, and why not? Full getup. Hopefully we will not terrify our dragon, who I have figured out a name for, and I have decided to do that right now. Because I've thought about it, our dragon has emerald scales. I once named something after an emerald, a sword, and it didn't go well. But this time, this name is coming back. Better than ever. Esmeralda Navala, you are no longer a katana. Esmeralda Navala will henceforth be known as the name of my dragon. Are you done? Yes, you are. Now we have our name tag, right? Give me the name tag. Excellent. And we can name our dragon after we tame her. Not before, only after. Here we are. Are you ready to eat some fish? She ate the fish. I now have 63 fish. Oh my gosh. She wants more fish. Have another fish. Good girl. You're finally eating your fish. You're finally not subsisting off of the nature, energy, magic, whatever. I can't even talk. I'm so excited to have another fish. She's eating all the fish. Have another. And another. Horse, you better come see this.
Nee, what is it, gonna chap?
My giant freaking dragon is eating fish, Horse. It's crazy. Fish, fish. Esmeralda Navala, welcome to the family. Oh my gosh, you're a grown-up now. And she's so happy. Now, do you mind? I know it's a little, crazy, but I'm gonna try riding you. Here's a saddle. This is going down. This is going to happen. Taking off my helmet so I can feel the wind in my non-existent ears. Horse, you stay here on the ground and watch us. Here we go. See how considerate that is? I know you're afraid of heights.
Nee, thank you, gonna chap.
Actually, no, you're coming with me.
Oh no!
Here we go! Now, dragon, fly. Fly. I forgot the key bindings. I'm so smart. I put it to X and Z. All right, I can do this. Here we go, dragon. Let's start with a little run up. You don't move that quickly on land, but I guess I didn't really expect you to. Okay. Are you ready, Esmeralda? This is your first time flying, and it's with a giant samurai hunk of armor on your back, but I believe in you. 3, 2, 1, lift off. Esmeralda can fly. Esmeralda, the dragon, can fly. Yes. And you can hover, Esmeralda? Why does this feel familiar to me for some reason? I don't know. I feel like I've seen this in a dream before, but Esmeralda Navala, you are fantastic. Let's fly between those trees. Test your accuracy. Oh my gosh, your gliding is great. Your hovering is great. Let's just see how high we can go. Let's go all the way up there. Well, we are, pretty high up. Okay, we're starting to see some stars in the middle of the day. That's how high up we are. That is crazy. We're gonna do a little test, all right? Whoa, that's not glitchy at all. We're going to do a little teamwork test, okay, Esmeralda? Are you good? This is like one of those trust exercises that actors do, except we aren't actors, we're doing it for real. Now, I have these slow fall boots, Esmeralda. They make it impossible for me to take fall damage, but what would happen if I dismounted you in midair and suppressed the ability? She cannot catch me. Apparently, she cannot catch me. But that's okay. I'll just hover here, wait for her to get closer. In fact, I'll teleport above her. Let's see if she can catch me if I'm falling from above. I should have known that she couldn't catch up with me like that. Whew! Oh, it did work! She actually caught me in midair. It's just because I was holding shift. I automatically got off the saddle. Wow, Esmeralda! You are fantastic. Let's try that again. This time, I'm going to teleport above you, and then... Actually, no, I'm just going to take off the boots and see if I can save myself with teleportation. And if I can't, then I guess I'll just fall in the water. Safe and sound, because unlike most Endermen, I am A-okay with water. Up into the upper atmosphere. Here we go. Are we ready for this again? I'm going to take off my boots. 3, 2, 1. Falling, and you instantly catch me. Excellent. But now I'm gonna fall up here. Can you catch me? Catch me, catch me, catch me! You didn't catch me! Ah! It's difficult, but we need to practice this, because this is so awesome. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a dragon, and she is amazing. King Slime, you got nothing on me. I've got a dragon now. We're headed back to the oasis so that Esmeralda can see her new home, although I'll regularly take her out to the forest because I'm betting that she would probably appreciate the forest more than the desert. But at the very least, I can allow her to nest right next to the tree farm and farm. So I believe I just take a bone as the command instrument, as it were. Oh, Esmeralda. You are adorable, terrifying, majestic, and awesome all at once. And I couldn't be happier with the way this turned out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a dragon. And next time, we will hopefully once again have Vigil. Maybe, or at least we'll be, getting into witchery, which I know nothing about, which will be great. But until then, thank you very much for watching. And maybe we both will see you again.
Don't forget about me, Connor chap.
Of course not, Horse. Also, I'm sorry for taking you on that flight because I know you're afraid of heights.
It's okay. I only vomited a little.